fan and fam. This is Rivers tuning in. Sorry I didn't post a response video earlier. I really wanted to because, you know, I love the fact that you guys are doing this. Seriously, like, it made my day when I saw this posted on Facebook. It was like, yes, Harry Potter. But I didn't have anything that I really wanted to say. Then I was moving. Now I'm coming to you from my completely still, I'm not going to show it to you because it's kind of sad. It's still very much boxed up and everything, and it's a dorm room and it's completely still packed because my roommate doesn't move in for another couple days. And I just really don't want to unpack and then have to move everything around again. Anyway, it's not important. What's important is Harry Potter. Harry freaking Potter. I actually, true confession time, I don't like the books as much for several different. I love the books, but they're not like top favorites. What I really love about Harry Potter is the Harry Potter culture and the Harry Potter fandom and the different Harry Potter stuff that have sort of grown up around the idea of Harry Potter. Like I said, the culture of being a Harry Potter fan. That's what I really enjoy. And also these discussions like this, where we talk about the deeper meaning and the deeper effect and, you know, all of the different things that Harry Potter discusses, talks about things through, reiterates, verbalizes in ways that we haven't been able to do so before, and the way that it just sort of defines our generation. I mean, it's completely, I can't think of anything, well, maybe like something like U2, when they first got started, or like Elvis, or, you know, it's just one of those generation-defining things, and it's so purely us. That is what I enjoy about it, and not so much the books. Although, when we talk about books, as we are talking about books here, they are pretty darn good. First couple ones, like everybody said, you kind of have to get going. She was, you know, not quite into her writing style yet, so they're a bit juvenile at times. But there's, like, the story idea is still really good, which is a really good segue into what we were talking, what Fan loves to talk about, which is her overarching story plot and the way that she introduces plot points and then carries them through to the end of the 7th book. And she certainly is excellent at that in many cases. But in a couple things, I just feel like that happened more on accident. Like, she went back and she said, oh, here's something that I talked about that I never really did anything with. Here's a way that I can sort of connect it. And the only evidence I have for that is, well, okay, I have two things. The first is my own inability to come anywhere close to that, but that's not really necessarily evidence. It's just more of an argument from human fallibility. Like Ollivander, for example. And he's my second big argument for this. I think somebody said, I don't remember who, that they were a little creeped out by Ollivander in the beginning of the first book, and that is completely understandable because he is a creepy person. I mean, he's just a creepy character, the entire line. Great things, terrible things. It, like, seriously gave me shivers the first time I read it. I was like, that is so, oh my gosh, you're like a dark wizard in disguise, what are you? But the impression that I got from Ollivander from the 7th book was almost completely different. I mean, there is still that feeling of he's walking both sides of the line, like a little bit of good, a little bit of dark magic side, but he's like, he feels a lot more good in the first book, or in the 7th book, I mean. Whereas in the first book, it seems like he's this mysterious guy who's just coming out of the woodwork, like, his only purpose is to sort of scare children. He seems more of a throwaway character at the beginning that became important in the end because she realized that she wanted to make this story structure with, well, I'm not going to give away spoilers, But she wanted a story structure, and that was the character that she had used for that story structure earlier in the series, so she had to continue that. You could easily counter that argument. Feel free to argue in response to that. That's the point of this video. Real quickly, I wanted to jump in on the argument of the houses. Okay, I haven't officially been sorted by anything yet, because I'm sort of like, I don't know, I'm not that obsessed yet. I've sort of eased very slowly into the Harry Potter fandom category. But I haven't officially been sorted into anything, but Fan, you and I are totally in Ravenclaw together. I mean, anybody who knows me knows that I'm in Ravenclaw. But I just wanted to say in defense of the Hufflepuffs that they are particularly good finders. As a side note to that, StarKid just announced they are in fact doing a threequel, which makes me really excited because I happen to be on campus with the cast of StarKid, which means that I'll probably be able to see the threequel, which makes me very, very excited. And if you have no clue of what I'm talking about, then you just need to go on YouTube and look up Harry Potter musical and realize that Darren Criss was a star long before Glee. The third thing I wanted to talk about, since people were sort of mentioning their favorite characters, I wanted to point out something that I've noticed when you ask, among people who have read all 7 books, or have read, at least 6 out of 7 books, and you ask them what their favorite character is, I have yet to find anybody whose favorite character is Harry Potter. I mean, the kid drives me nuts. I seriously cannot stand Harry Potter. Except for, like, in the first and second, the first couple books where we were talking about his heroic tendencies and his selflessness and everything. I really admire that, but I feel like that aspect of Harry Potter dies really quickly, and he becomes less of the selfless hero and more of the more human hero, which shows, I think, maturity in J.K. Rowling's, it shows maturity in both her writing style and her concept of how a character should be formed, but I think it also very much shows the growing of Harry himself, especially his most annoying parts are definitely in the middle of puberty for good reason. Reading the 4th, 5th, and 6th books kind of makes me afraid to have teenagers. Just everything about his character just sort of drives me nuts. And we begin to see hints of that right now with his it's just moments where he'll just say something and you go, oh my gosh, like, how much of a... I don't have words for it. We'll sort of see this continuing as we get further into the books. I'll probably be able to have more articulate rant videos as we get into those 4th, 5th, and 6th books. Oh, such an annoying kid. I mean, seriously. I would have to say that my favorite character, well, it changed through the 7 books. It started out as Hermione, because I kind of am Hermione. I definitely was that annoying little girl who, like, knew everything and was teacher's pet and was obsessed with the rules. I think Hermione would be the character that I most identify with. I also really like Neville. I think he was my favorite, like, towards the middle of the series, just because he was so, like, you could feel the awesomeness rising in him, but it hadn't actually come out yet, and just the potential was so palpable. It just made me really excited to see where he would go, and it totally came out in the 7th book, and everybody loves Neville. I mean, the guy is just awesome in every way, and you just gotta love Neville. Then of course there's the Weasley twins. I mean, what's not to love? But after reading all 7 books, my absolute favorite character is Severus Snape. And if you've read all 7 books, then you understand why. And if you haven't, then you're gonna think I'm crazy until you finish the 7th book. And then you will understand why. And you may, in fact, find yourself agreeing with me. And I'm just sort of gonna leave it there. And hope that I didn't give too much away. Because I do go by River now, and River's big thing is spoilers. Wow, did I just make a Doctor Who reference in the middle of a wizard video? It's like mixing trock and rock with a W. See, the problem is that I must confess I wasn't actually watching any of your videos, and then I went back today and I watched all of the ones that I hadn't seen in one sitting, and then I got a bunch of ideas and I didn't write them down. So I had a lot of things that I wanted to talk about, and then I forgot them all, and these are just the ones that I remembered, and they're not even good ones. But hopefully I will remember them, or we will run into them again as we go through, as we continue, because things in Harry Potter tend to come up more than once, which is why we love it so much. Once again, thanking you guys for doing this. This is seriously awesome. I can't really say it was a shock when the books and movies ended, because I mean we all knew that they were gonna end after 7 books and 8 movies, but you know, we knew it was coming to an end. It was just sort of surprising when we did get to the end. I remember sitting, waiting for the midnight showing of 7.2, and I was so excited, and I was sitting there waiting for my friends to get there. I look around and I see all these people showing up in costumes and stuff, and I'm looking down at myself in my jeans going, why didn't I think to get a costume, this is your first midnight showing and you didn't get oh, well, next time. Oh, there's no next time. Out of all the books and all the movies, you didn't go to any pre-release parties. You didn't see any midnight showings. You didn't dress up for any of them. And now you're at the very, very last midnight showing, and you're not dressed up. Congratulations, you've just missed out on an entire portion of your generational culture. Which kind of ruined that hour that I was sitting outside the theater waiting for the movies. So. But I'm making up for it now, I hope, by joining Pottermore whenever I am able to, because I missed the early sign-up date. And participating in things like this, and rereading the books for hundreds of years, or however long I live, and reading the books to my children when and if they ever appear on the scene, and spreading the love and knowledge that can be found in Harry Potter, much like you guys are doing with this channel. I am proud and pleased to join you in this, and I wish you well. I hope you guys have had a good week, and I look forward to hearing the rest of your videos on the first book. It's like mixing trock and rock with a W. Let's see if I can actually make a W. That's definitely going in the outtakes portion of the video.